the Canadian Card Collector, and welcome back to day 663 of the Daily Deck Review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Gilded Edition of the OPC Scoops playing cards. So, no further ado, take a look and see what we'll get. So I am going to mention that I did do a review on the regular edition of these playing cards, so if you haven't seen that, then okay. But if you have not, then these are pretty much the exact same cards, just with some gilding on it, but I'll still go over them anyway, so if you haven't seen the cards before. So as you can see, it is on that glossy finish tuck box. There was a little bit of kind of like metallic ink on it. There it says OPC Scoops. You got the ice cream there and that kind of mint. Then this is the mint chocolate chip edition. So the OPC Scoops, the mint ice cream edition here. It says premium ice cream. Like I said, we got the ice cream cone there. And then we got the little kind of like ice cream bits at the top there. Kind of like the mint ice cream was like the little chocolate inside there. And it says mint chocolate chip. It says green mint ice cream with pops of dark chocolate. On one side it says mint chocolate chip. The other side says your favorite green mint ice cream with pops of dark chocolate. On the bottom we got your information. So you got the QR code, the OPC logo on their website. And on the bottom here it says 2023. First edition, one of 2,500, designed by Organic Playing Cards, distributed by Wiffle Shuffle, Playing Card Co., made in the USA. Then on the back, you got the classic nutrition facts. So it says serving size 1 box, calories 340. And then you got all this different stuff here. And then it says ingredients: cream, non-fat milk, cane sugar, chocolate, if it'll focus in here, chocolate morsels, peppermint oil, green color, paper, premium stock, linen finish, and cellophane wrap. And the difference for the tuck box from the standard edition is it has this seal on it, because the OPC decks don't really have seals on them. Yeah, but this one has a holographic seal with that mint chocolate chip ice cream there. And they're numbered out of, well, on the bottom it does say 2,500, but the gilded ones are different limit. It's really hard to see, even in person, it's hard to see. But if I get it in the right light, you can lightly see it there. It says 101, I got number 101 of 130. There's only 130 of these gilded decks. But now let's crack the cards open. There, we've got the seal cracked on the tuck flap here. It says a minty fresh. The inner tuck flaps just have that mint chocolate chip ice cream. Now we take the cards out of the box. On the inside here, just that classic matte white finish. Nothing too crazy there, but now that to look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And as always, we'll start with the back design. So here we have a metallic green back design. It's like a lighter kind of green. There, and then you got the ice cream cone there with the mint chocolate chip ice cream in it. There on both sides, and the standard white border. So if you flip it over, same design in both directions. But before we get to the rest of the cards, I'll take a look at the gilding first. There, and I had no idea what color the gilding was going to be for these cards. And it looks like it's just come kind of holographic kind of gilding to it. There, but now for the cards, here we start with the first Joker. It says a Joker in that mint green there, so that little bit metallic for the ice cream there. And it's an ice cream cone that's kind of like upside down melting. And then you got a second identical one. Well, not a second identical one, but a pretty similar one, which was Joker. But then you got a 6 of hearts reveal there in the ice cream. And then you got the OPC Scoops custom Ace of Spades here. So you got the slightly like brown kind of font, or colorway for the font and suits there. It says OPC Scoops. You got the ice cream there, and almost the shape of a spade. And then it says mint chocolate chip there. And then you got the custom colorway for the spades. Standard spades, just a custom kind of darker brown kind of colorway. And then the Jack, Queen, and King of spades. And if you know OPC decks, then they always have the custom court cards with the little extra little Easter egg kind of hidden things on them. So you got the custom colorway there with the 2 tone shades of green there with a little bit of metallic green as well. And that kind of like mint and chocolate kind of colorway, I guess. And then the Jack here is the mint chocolate chip ice cream. The Queen has the tub of OPC ice cream there. And in the King there is kind of scooping it out with the scooper, and he has the apron on there, like he works at an ice cream shop. Then you got the diamonds here, which are in that custom green colorway, but standard diamonds. And we get to the core cards with the same custom green kind of colorway there. And then the jack here has those like ice cream cones there with the OPC branding on it. And the apron, I guess they all pretty much have aprons on. And then the queen there has the mint leaf there for the ice cream flavoring. And then the king there has an ice cream cone that's melting. And then we got the jack, queen, king of clubs here. And then the king there just has like a quadruple or like 5-stack ice cream cone there. The queen has a ice cream cake there. And then the king there has a chocolate ice cream, like a dipped cone that he's holding upside down. And then you got the custom brown club colorway. And then lastly we got the hearts, jack, queen, and king of hearts here. And then you got the custom colorway for the core cards once again. And then the king there is eating a bowl of ice cream. The queen has 3 tubs of ice cream just stacked on top. And the king is there eating the mint chocolate chip ice cream sandwich. And then lastly, you got that same green color, just like the diamonds for the hearts. And then the last 2 cards in the deck, you got a double backer of the backline. And then you just got an extra 6 of hearts. But now that we look at the cards, time to test the handling. And it might be slightly different just because of the gilding on it, but we'll find out. Still pretty smooth springs, a little bit on the stiffer side just because the gilding makes the cards slightly stiffer, but nothing like too crazy. Once they're broken in, they'll feel a little bit better, but not bad straight out of the box. Still spring super smoothly. Now onto the fans, and they definitely clump a little bit just because the gilding probably sticking together a little bit. They probably just have to be broken in a little bit so the gilding kind of like gets a little bit less sticky. Because when you have like brand new gilding, the cards kind of tend to stick together a little bit. Now onto the Pharaoh. Onto that giant fan. And then if you were to put the cards to the side here, you can kind of see the gilding there. With that nice metallic green giant fan and the slightly custom faces. I know everyone might not be a fan of gilding. I don't mind the gilding too much. It's pretty nice every once in a while. There. Obviously some gilded colors are better than others, but you can never go wrong with holographic there. Because they're almost every color in one, kind of. And there we go. The fans are a little bit better now that I actually start shuffling the cards up a little bit. Yeah, so the more you start shuffling, the fans will get a little bit better over time. So just note, with any gilded deck, your fans might not be the best at the beginning. There. But like, how often are you actually going to use a gilded deck? So it won't affect you too much. But they still handle fantastic, and they got a little bit of a different feel to the edge. They're more like, I don't want to say like a plasticky feel, but almost kind of like a plasticky feel, but like a more different feel to it. And a shine in the fans. And once again, you got that custom green and brown kind of colorway with a little bit of that green metallic mixed in. There with the green and brown suits. And then the custom core cards, as always, with OPC decks. Those make pretty fun and awesome core cards. There. So, once again, one last little look at the holographic gilding on the cards. And I hope you enjoyed. And this has been day 663 of Daily Deck Review. And this has been the Gilded Edition of the OPC Scoops playing cards from Organic Playing Cards. And I'm the Character signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.